football guy anymore, man.
Hey, fans of the Diamond tonight on Monday. We have Rich to my left, even if I'm gonna, there we go, left. Jeremy in the diagonal corner. And right there is Rav. And how we all doing tonight, boys?
Fantastic. What a turnaround for June for my Tigers.
We're doing all right. We're doing all right.
Tigers are interesting.
What are they? 27 and
39.
And what?
39. 12 games below 500, but they went 5-1 their last 6 games, sweeping the Rays and then winning a series versus the Mariners. 2 good teams in the American League right now.
Well, I'll tell you what, is Caminero struggling right now or what? He can't hit a basketball, let alone a baseball. Holy smoke.
He's
as hot as he was and as cold he is. Oh, my God.
He's swinging at everything but a strike right now. It's crazy.
Yeah. And, I mean, I think we can all say he's one of the best players in the game.
Mm-hmm.
But he is just struggling bad right now.
All right, Jay is logging in. He just texted me and said, "What channel are we on?"
No. Talking about Jason?
Yeah, he's coming right now.
That's awesome.
There he is.
Yeah.
There's the Dodger guy.
All right, boys, we appreciate everybody joining us tonight. We'll see y'all next week.
Jay, you can log in. You can come join us whenever you're ready. There he is. Oh.
Boston Paul, what's up, my brother?
What's up, Paul? How you doing tonight, buddy?
Jason, good to see you. Long time no see. It's been what, 48 hours?
A hefty 48 hours, but yes.
Well, Jason and I've been poking at each other for the last couple of days now. I still think that would be a good deal, that good move, though.
Okay, Big Rich, you can just be quiet now. Let's go ahead and continue.
What did I wait? Apparently, I missed something on Saturday. What are we talking about? In case you don't know,
we talked about a lot.
MLB. Jeremy does the MLB roundtable on Saturday nights. I was not there. Obviously, work kicked my ass again, and I am sorry. I apologize.
I think you missed a good show.
It centered around Big Rich insinuating that the Dodgers were going to trade for Rafael Devers, and I shut that down like in 2 seconds of in 2 New York seconds.
That was record time. Time. I will give it.
Yes,
I did see Willie. I did see something about Adames going to the Red Sox.
Hey, that's fine. Adames can go to the Red Sox, but Devers is not going to the Dodgers. Andrew Friedman
would be a good fit.
Stupid.
Yeah, where would he play? And where would he play? In
doesn't matter.
Exactly, Rev. And that's the way we want to keep.
Once he gets hurt, he'd get playing time. And I love Max, but as much as he gets hurt, he'd get time at third.
If Muncy gets hurt, we'll wing it with Alex Freeland or somebody else. I would rather have Alex Freeland play third than Rafael Devers play third, and in that Dodgers clubhouse, destroying all the sanctimonious harmony they have in that clubhouse. Ain't gonna happen. Not gonna happen.
I think, man, I would say Shohei on the mound though is just blowing my mind. That's the thing that's really got my. I mean, if he actually wins the Cy Young, that would be just monstrous to me. Like, that's just crazy. I mean, he's been
Amber, how you doing?
Best pitcher in the MLB. I mean, you could argue all season long with the dominance he has. With all due respect to Paul Skeens, but Shohei has been tremendous here at the start. Along with Mazeroski of Milwaukee, I think that's too. I mean, he's just even Roger Clemens is impressed with his power on the mound.
I saw the other day that Mazeroski hit a fastball that was clocked at 113 miles per hour. Are you freaking kidding me?
I mean, he was like breaking records like during the game. Yeah, I saw that too. He's breaking his own record.
What?
Yeah, serious. I saw it on X. I think it was on the Milwaukee Brewers Twitter account where they said that his fastest pitch this past weekend was clocked at 113 miles per hour. That sucker went faster than a Porsche, man. Are you freaking kidding me? If it's true,
couldn't have been accurate.
No, right? Exactly.
That couldn't have. I mean, 103, yeah, 113. But you know, when you look at National League pitching this year, you got Christopher Sanchez, you got Mizrowski, of course, you got Skeens.
Shohei.
You've got, you got Ohtani. You've got about half a dozen guys that are just
7 guys.
But you got about half a dozen guys that are just absolutely ridiculous, just in the National League. That's not counting.
Yeah,
there's a couple
I
of guys
that.
in the American League.
I don't know what that name means, but they're Japanese. Thank you for joining us. We're talking baseball tonight.
Just to kind of touch back on what Rav said about Shohei, I don't think any of us really, truly, fully comprehend what it is that Shohei is doing on a historic level. And I know that we all say this. We all know what a tremendous player he's doing, or what a tremendous player he is. I'm sorry. But, just to see him, the way he pitches is almost as effortless, at least it looks as effortless as it does with his hitting. And, I watched
7.4, I believe, Jay.
I'm sorry.
A 0.74 ERA.
Oh, yeah, 0.74 ERA. Rav, I think as we get towards the end of the season, the Dodgers are still going to put a hefty workload or innings limit on his pitching. And maybe around the middle of the season or towards at least before September. So that way they can conserve his arm for the stretch run in October. But Rav is right. what we're witnessing right now has not been accomplished in almost 100 years. And the last guy to do it was, he had the last name of Ruth. And his full name was George Herman Ruth. And
you mean Babe?
This is, and for me, I got to see him play as many Angels games as I have Dodgers games, because I went down and watched him play when he was with the Angels a lot. And it's just, I think he's actually better as a Dodger than he was as an Angel. And that's saying something. So Rav,
he was with the Angels for 2 years, correct? Before he came over to you?
No, he actually longer than that, Jeremy. He had been with the Angels for about, I think, 4 or 5, maybe 6.
Yeah, 5 years.
Yeah. It was like the way he came in, though, those last few years, he burst into the scene. You know what I mean? The first couple of years was a little quiet on the batting side.
Yeah.
And then next thing you know, he's blowing up. And I think that coincided with the year that they did away with the DH, or did away with not having a DH in the National League, correct?
Yeah, I think you're probably right. That sounds about right. But just to watch what he does on a daily routine, it's even when the guy's not in the batter's box or not on the pitcher's mound, on his off days, he is out there throwing 30 or 40 bullpen sessions, on his downtime. He's out there grinding away. He spends about 6 or 7 hours a day, not combined, in the batting cage. He's watching film on his swing. He's watching film on his mechanics. He's working with Mark Pryor off to the side. The guy is a freaking pendulum. He's like, you move him, you set him in motion, and he just does not stop. That's the most impressive thing about him. I think he has the most impressive work ethic of any player in the game right now. That can be argued, but that's just my opinion.
So I have
Tommy 9 years in the league, 6 with the Angels, 3 with the Dodgers, 2 playoff appearances.
Right. Well, it's because the Angels always had their fall apart guys out in the outfield.
Mm-hmm.
Major League Baseball is the best sport. It is one of the best sports. It's one of the few sports.
That's 2 more than Mike Trout, I believe, too.
Yes, that's 2 more than Mike Trout, because I was just alluding to that, because the Angels in the outfield tend to have gravestones for about half of it.
So I was thinking about this. I was thinking about this weird thought today. Naked Gun would have never existed if the ABS existed back when that movie was made.
Then we would have never had Enrico Palazzo, man. That would have been a tragedy.
Yeah.
Hey, that was so long ago. O.J. Simpson was a mainstream star in that movie.
In that movie.
How much has that changed? O.J. was one of the stars of the movie.
O.J. still had commercials for Hertz.
Yep.
Oh,
at that time.
So on the Ohtani thing, he is in Pittsburgh. I don't know if they're here yet, but we do have a 3-game series with them. And we will get Skeens and Ohtani batting, but Ohtani pitches, I guess, Thursday, I think, Jay?
Correct, yes.
And Skeens on Friday?
Yeah.
Or Wednesday, okay. I knew it'd be a different day. I just had that strange feeling.
Yeah, they weren't going to let that happen again.
I would have loved for that to be head-to-head.
Wow.
I'm sorry. That would be must-watch baseball. Marky Mark and his Funky Bunch.
No question there. I mean, that would have been. We talked about when it was Skeens and Wheeler and Skeens and Stroud. Skeens and Ohtani would have superseded all of it.
Yep.
It's kind of like the series when you got to see the Skubal versus Ohtani last year in season. That was must-watch baseball.
Yep.
Sure is. All right.
So I say this. Okay. But I would say this is weird. But the first Sunday night game I watched this year, last week, where it felt like Sunday night baseball, the Giants and the Cubs, it kind of felt like a Sunday night game. Like they have really, you say inside the NBA isn't what it was since it moved to ESPN. They've really I've had a harder time with the Sunday night baseball. Last week was good though. We had the Giants and the Cubs and all that. That was actually felt more like
the bad part is that they're two floundering teams, so they matched up well with each other. It became must-watch baseball.
Yeah.
But did you guys see that 9th inning walk-off by McGonigal last night? Exactly what happened versus the Mariners in the 9th inning?
Hit off the glove and went to the outfield.
It was a shot. I mean, the guy was lucky to get a glove on it, but they said it hit a 102 off his bat, and it glanced off into the outfield, which allowed the 2 runs to score with 2 outs and 2 men on.
Sorry, Jeremy. I was still crying like a little baby about USC choking their 3-1 lead against North Carolina heading into the 8th inning of the Super Regionals. I couldn't believe it, and USC.
Was that the losers bracket? Was that the losers bracket of the region?
No, that was the Super Regional.
Super Regional.
Super Regionals.
Best out of 3. Well, let me tell you, Jay, West Virginia definitely said we're not going to play like UCLA against Cal Poly.
I knew he was going to bring that up. I knew
he
was going to bring West Virginia in the conversation.
They completely destroyed them.
Rav, he deserves to, man. UCLA, biggest college baseball disappointment in the last 3 years. Hands down. All that talent, and they don't even get into the Super Regionals. You got to be kidding me, man.
Maybe they have the number 1 pick in the draft, the most ballyhoo pick, and they're out already.
Cal Poly beat them in the regular season. If anyone paid attention, Cal Poly beat them in the regular season.
Yes.
Oh.
There's one thing I can tell you, Adam. West Virginia better not walk into that game against Troy on Thursday or Friday half-cocked. Troy can play ball.
Well, that's what I mean. That's what I mean. Like they paid attention. They paid attention. They paid attention. They said, we're not going to treat this team as a nobody. This team just beat the number 1 team in the country.
Our Japanese viewer asked if we knew Ichiro. Yes, we know who Ichiro Suzuki is.
Oh, yes.
He's one of the first and best players from overseas to come here.
One of the greatest hitters I ever saw. Greatest all-around hitters I ever saw.
Hideki Matsui was good, too.
Yes, he
Godzilla.
was.
The one they called Godzilla.
Yes.
Matsui-san with the home run.
Unfortunately, he played for the Skankies, but he was still good.
Yeah. Jamie's not here. We can call him the Skankmies.
If you combine his defense, Ichiro is probably might be the best foreign-born player to ever play in the major leagues.
Argument can be
combined
made.
his offense and defense.
Yeah.
Man won about 400 Gold Gloves. Had an arm that I don't think anybody could rival his arm.
And he broke George Sisler's single-season RBI record. Booyah!
Ichiro himself is second only to one other player in Golden Gloves. Do we know who it is?
Brooks Robinson.
Greg Maddux.
That's funny.
Wow.
Greg Maddux is so underrated. He won that every year, like automatically. Like everybody forgets that. Like he automatically won the.
He had 19, I think, right?
Yeah.
16.
16. Close enough.
You know what? All the players that has came over, there's only been one that kind of not did as well as everybody projected he would, and it was a pitcher, Daisuke.
Look at MD being friendly, guys. Look at MD being friendly tonight. No rude comments yet. He must not be awake.
No, he's being polite because we're here.
Stanhope Park wasn't exactly that great, JB. Stanhope Park was not that good.
You know what? Popped in on the chat too. Just want to say
most of them have been very, very good, is what I'm saying. It's weird.
Absolutely, yeah.
How many have came over that has been good, whether they've been from Korea, China, or Japan.
It's the same thing.
Like was a decent pitcher until he had his elbow injury.
Do you remember the greatest name? Do you remember the greatest name in the history of the Chicago Cubs? Kosuke Fukudome. Fukudome. Kosuke Fukudome played right field for probably about 7 or 8 years. Really good hitter, really good outfielder.
Fukudome.
Here's on the back of his
I remember him.
Fukudome.
I remember.
And we just had the Schmitz show up. What's up, Dylan?
It's also to like overseas players in the NBA. Unlike players where they come straight from high school, they come from college. These guys come from Japan. They've already been playing 10, 11 years already in the league. So they're ready to go often a lot of times. Also, the advantage they have, especially, and I saw this last year with Sugano, like there's no book on them. They don't know. You haven't seen them. A lot of them have these funky deliveries. They don't know what they do. You don't have a book on them. So you got about a half a year where they couldn't figure them out. Like you saw that with Hideo Nomo. They just didn't know what to do until he got to the break when he first got to the league. Yeah.
It was called the submarine angle of how his arm released the baseball, where it kind of went. It wasn't sidearm. It was more almost like a fast pitch underhand to the side.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And nobody could read it. For the first 2 seasons, no one could read it. And then he hurt his elbow and he lost his velocity and was never the same after that.
Consider this. With all the years that Ichiro played in Japan, he played 19 seasons in Major League Baseball, had 3,089 hits, scored 1,420 runs, stole 509 bases, and hit 311 for his career.
Yeah.
If he spends all 27 years of his career in the majors, he is scaring Ricky Henderson's record. He's really, really close to the hit record. He may even break the hit record, and he might have broken the runs scored record.
Right. And here's the crazy thing about Ricky Henderson.
How long do you guys think Japan stats get added to the MLB stats?
The crazy thing about Ricky Henderson is he has the record for most leadoff home runs.
He does.
He sure does. Good stat, German. Good stat. But I'm just curious, when do you guys think Japan stats are going to become into regular MLB stats?
As soon as we expand overseas, we're going to have to eventually. Well, MLB's been playing more overseas, and then the World Baseball Classic and everything else. Eventually, you're going to see that branch out, like we're eventually going to see it that we don't want in the NFL.
I'm not sure I'm for that. I'm not sure I'm for that. Yeah.
That right there is a true statement, Boston Paul.
Yep. It is. He is easily a top 15 all-time MLB player. If he isn't, then somebody bumped their head.
He is a forgotten player sometimes, though.
Yep.
Oh, he is.
He didn't play the playoffs
top
a lot.
10.
And I don't mean that in a bad way.
That's not his fault.
I don't mean that in a bad way. Like, you never heard his name come up for getting in trouble. All he did was play ball and go home.
To his wife.
And he was
here's another
fans.
one for you, too.
Well, who's that?
Outside of 2 seasons, he never played less than 143 games. 2012, in 2017, he played 136. And in 2018, he played 15 games. Outside of that, he never played less than 143 games in his career. Durability, my friends. Durability.
So how many times have you guys gotten to see Ichiro play?
Well, because every year it seemed like the Tigers played the Mariners. That's almost like
live.
Live. I got to see him twice at Comerica Park.
I probably saw him half a dozen, maybe 10 times.
I saw him 3 times.
They were in the same division as the Rangers, so they played a ton.
And I watched it. I saw him 3 times when the Mariners would always play the Angels. I would always take a drive down to Anaheim and watch him down there. So that's when I saw him.
I saw him 5 times.
I got to see 2 of the best. If you got to see them play, you got to see 2 of the best hitters of that generation. Because Edgar Martinez, to me, is one of the best right-handed hitters that ever walked.
I don't know if there was a better DH ever than Edgar Martinez. I mean, in terms of that's pretty much the guy I think about when you talk about the DH position, either him or Harold Baines. And he had better numbers than Baines. I'm just talking about Baines was DH for so many years. But, I mean, you talk about guys. I think those two also.
You're not going to put Ortiz in that conversation?
I want to say Poppy's the one. Poppy or Martinez for me. I don't think Harold Baines.
Yeah, I don't see Harold Baines either.
But I would say, like, people would say Martinez and Ichiro. I think most people would say, casual fan, like especially Derek Jeter's a better player than they are, right? And they were not. They were not taking any backseat to Derek Jeter. But I think all those other things, Rich and I talked about it, like, Derek was in New York, he was a star, he played well, blah 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 blah. He did all those things, etc.
And since he retired, the Yankees have not done well to get to the World Series. Yet when they get there, they haven't won since Jeter retired.
And I think a big chunk of that is, I mean, you didn't just have Jeter. You had Paul O'Neill, you had Bernie Williams, you had those other guys that weren't exactly the upper echelon players, but they were those guys that could conceivably be the next level and were so damn good. And clutch.
4 there.
Posada, those guys.
Posada, yeah.
Jorge Posada. And don't forget, they had the best closer probably of all time at the time in Mariano Rivera.
Best closer ever.
Well, yeah, of any.
Hey guys, rapid fire. Who wants to go first? To go first? Jeremy. What? Basically 2 months from the trade deadline. Tarik Skubal threw his first rehab start yesterday. Looked great. Do we know if he'll be rejoin the Tiger rotation this weekend? B, can he help Detroit get a surge going?
He is not
being an outside fan real quick?
It's 2 weeks away before he returns there because he did a single A assignment. It wasn't triple A. He's going to do a single A. He did a single A.
Why then, Jeremy?
It was single A with the West Michigan Whitecaps. In 4 days from now, he's going to make a start with the Double A Erie Seawolves in Erie, Pennsylvania. And then 4 days after that, he'll make a start with Toledo. If everything goes right, within 2 weeks, he'll be back in the rotation with the Tigers. Scott Harris has officially came out and told everybody to quit calling. So basically, Jeff Fannin of ESPN came out with his article after that came out Saturday, wrote an article saying that August 3rd will officially be known as the Skubal deadline because from his estimation, unless they're totally out of any playoff race, Skubal won't be traded.
But then all Detroit's going to get for Skubal is like the 32nd pick in the draft.
We don't care.
Will they? Are they going to resign him? Have they said anything, Jerm? What's this?
They still are working with Scott Boras to try to get an extension done, but everything's kind of coming to a halt with the CBA lockout looming. And I think that's the biggest thing holding up the extension talks, because no one's going to know how much money they have if they put a cap ceiling in Major League Baseball.
I wouldn't even consider
that. Go ahead, Raph.
Yeah, I wouldn't even consider trading him. I mean, that's just insanity to me. Why on earth would you even think about trading a guy with his ability?
Back-to-back Cy Young winner.
Yeah. Unless unless he's absolutely telling you he doesn't want to be there,
I guess in his 4 1/3 innings that he pitched on Sunday, he had 9 strikeouts. He didn't allow a run, and he literally was averaging about 97.4 miles per hour with his pitches. In single A, you don't see that kind of speed.
I was going to say that's a little bit above the grade there, Jerm.
Yeah, a little above the grade.
Yeah, but one of the things that I've heard, and I've seen this from the very beginning of the negotiation process, and with this, Skubal is looking at 5+ years, 40 to 50 million a year, and 2 surgeries in his 30s. Well, 3 in his 30s. Unless my name is the Yankees or the Mets, I'm not putting up that kind of cash for that, which may help open the door for Detroit. Plus, like Jeremy was saying, depending on how this whole salary cap things works in, Detroit may not have the cash to be able to do that.
Well, Gleyber and Baez both come off the books next year. That's an automatic $50 million. So if all they want to do is sign Skubal at that price, they could, even with the salary cap. Because right now where we're sitting, we'd have about $30 million left. You add that $50 million in, you could sign him and still have $30 million for your rookies and other free agents to join the team next year if the cap is set at $245 million. 0.8, like they said.
Jason.
Dylan.
We know the Dodgers hitting, pitching great. But you know what? Will the Dodgers ever get completely healthy this year? A, and B, because it looks like Tommy Edman may be returning. Evan Phillips may be returning soon. Who knows about Snell? Glasnow, he's damaged goods. But all the Los Angeles Dodgers potentially looking at, maybe Terry Skubal, or are they going somewhere else in July or August?
I'll answer your first question, which was, will they ever be fully healthy? The answer to that is no. In fact, I saw an interesting graphic today where the Dodgers over the last 5 or 6 seasons have lost a combined 3,756 games due to the injured list, because they've had more injury list stints, or they've been at the top of injured list stints than any other team in Major League Baseball. I would like to say fire the training staff, but I think at this point that's a rather moot point. Also, when you look at the Dodgers, they are an older roster, Dylan. They have an average age of about 35.6 years. Mookie, no spring chicken anymore. Freddie, no spring chicken anymore. Will Smith is damaged goods. So, no, they will never be fully healthy. The Dodgers will always be dealing with injuries, which is why they value depth so much, why they have so many guys that can play multiple positions. So when that does happen, you can fill in the gaps and survive. Now, as far as Edman coming back, hopefully that will help. They are going to give him the full 3 to 4 weeks to rehab at AAA just to get his legs back under him. Forget about the ankle for a second, just to get his baseball legs back under him. As far as Glasnow is concerned, this is a typical Glasnow IL stint. He usually goes on the injured list every season about this time, and he usually stays on it until late August, early September. And Glasnow's back problems, he's always going to be dealing with these. This is something that will not cure, and he's getting older. So the older he gets, the worse his back gets. Go ahead, Jeremy. What's up?
That's similar to what LVE had down there in Dallas, right? That degenerative neck disease is what he's got.
Yeah, it's a degenerative back condition for Glasnow. I guess the way they described it is he had a growth spurt in high school that caused him to have the back problems, and he's been dealing with it ever since. So, Glasnow we won't get back for a while. Blake Snell just had the Scooble scope, as they call it. And so he started throwing from flat ground. But best case scenario for Snell probably does not come back until mid to late August at best. So that's kind of what we're looking at with their injured players and everything else. And Dylan, as far as a Scooble trade, the Dodgers definitely have the prospect capital to make it happen, especially with outfielders. They have a litany of outfielders from the single A to the AAA level that every major league team covets. But again, it kind of goes back to what Jeremy and what Rav were saying about do you weigh the risk versus the reward? And with the impending lockout coming up, any team that trades for Scooble is also going to have to deal with the fact that he is going to want a long-term extension when you trade for him. And are you going to sign him to a long-term extension before a CBA? The answer to that is no. So while the Dodgers match up well with the Tigers for a trade with Scooble, on a scale of 1 to 10, 10 being the most likely to happen, 1 being the least, I'm going to put it right now, Dylan, at about a 2 or a 3, just because of some of those factors and a lot more.
I say a 4 because let's say we get to the end of July, which is what they're putting as the benchmark to grade it on whether or not we trade Scooble. If we're not 6 games or more out of the wild card, Scooble will get traded on August 3rd. If we are in the wild card or only a couple games out of it, we're not trading them.
And something else to keep in mind here, too, with the Dodgers in regards to trading Scooble. I think a lot of this also hinges around Roki. And here's the reason why. Roki has pitched better, a lot better in his last 4 or 5 starts. And he is trending more upwards than he is downwards. His most recent start against the Angels was the best start he's had all season. Now, I know it's the Angels, but still with Roki, baby steps are really starting to come through. So if Roki continues to trend upwards, and with Snell coming back, and the Dodgers have talked about promoting River Ryan, who has just been throwing lights out down in AAA in Oklahoma City, that's going to make the impetus for trading for Scooble a lot less likely than if these guys weren't doing well. So that's just another piece of food for thought there.
Rich.
Before you go, Dylan, just want to let everybody know Adam had a power failure at his house. That's why he popped off a little bit. It just came back on a little bit ago. He's trying to see what's going on with all that. So that I just want to let everybody know. Go ahead, Dylan. I'm sorry. I just wanted to make sure everybody knows what's going on.
Rich, 2 parts for you. 1, will the Pittsburgh Pirates defense ever show up? And 2, there are several big-name stars underperforming this year. Manny Machado is sitting under 170. Fernando Tatis Jr. entered the night with just 1 home run. Jackson Merrill has been a big disappointment this year. Thinking Alex Bregman I think Alex Bregman has left more men in scoring position than the amount of people watching Game 3 of the NBA Finals tonight. Boy Seager is not only dealing with injuries, but he's bad this year. Wyatt Langford,
Vladdy only 3 home runs. Vladimir Guerrero only 3 home runs so far.
what's up with all these stars underperforming this year?
Well, first question. The Pirates are in I think, growth in stages aspect right now. Are they giving up defense to have more offense? Yeah. Because to be perfectly honest with you, of the 8 defensive players they put out every day, 4 of them are good defensively. Which, okay, you have to kind of deal with that. When you look at what they were putting out there last year compared to this year, you've got sticks. Now you've got to look at sticks that can play defense at the same time. I would much rather work on the bullpen, to be perfectly honest. The defense will come. I don't foresee that being – they're outside of O'Neal Cruz, and O'Neal Cruz makes a lot more really good plays than people realize. They just focus on the fact that he makes some bad ones, but he makes some really good ones at the same time. The defense will be fine. The up the middle defense is fine. Connor Griffin and Nick Gonzalez are both very good. And Henry Davis is very good behind the plate. As far as the hitting, as weird as this is going to sound, I'm starting to kind of think that guys are getting complacent. And some guys are looking that they've got those big bad checks in their pockets. And they're conceivably looking at having a year off next year. And they're just not putting in the effort in the off season. They show up, they don't put any effort into the off season, and they just show up. Tatis, especially Bregman. Yeah, Bregman leads the league in leaving runners on base. And he didn't really have a team until late. These guys are more concerned about money than performance, living off of past laurels than what they should be doing now. Juan Soto's just as guilty. Unfortunately, I think it's one of those deals that we're seeing guys that realize I'm getting paid and nothing can stop me from getting paid. So whether I work hard or not doesn't matter. And that seems to be kind of the attitude with a lot of these premier players that this year are the furthest thing from premier players. When you got Adam and I talked about this on Steel City Sports Talk last Wednesday. You had 21 players hitting below 200. Of those 21, 16 of them have played in at least one All-Star game. And that included guys like Machado and guys like Cal Raleigh and guys like that. So yes, most definitely there is an issue there. I just think it's more of they don't care because they know they've got their money, and what's the team going to do? So they're not going to put the effort in.
Yeah, everything went black in my house. That was fun. There's been some power outages in my house.
That's what I heard.
False. Are the Houston Astros going to get whole again? Because seemingly, the Astros are starting to get healthier. Josh Hader's back. Hunter Brown may or may not be getting close to returning. I mean, could the Astros make a run and steal the AL West? Because seemingly nobody wants to win that division. Other than maybe Seattle.
It's a slowly working process, but Hunter Brown is getting back on a field. I say on a field. He'll be back Wednesday in Sugar Land. He goes to AAA on Wednesday for his rehabilitation. Yainer Diaz should be coming back soon. He's going out on a rehab assignment. I think he's going to Sugar Land as well. Brandon Walter, is in the midst of a throwing progression at the team's complex. I know that, but he's down in Florida, so he might be down there a little while before things go well with him. Lance announced that he'll begin a throwing progression as well over there in West Palm Beach. Christian Javier, possibly. He's going to Corpus. He starts his rehab Wednesday as well, but he's going down to Corpus to play there. And we just had another injury, but it's not severe. Nick Allen was injured yesterday with the left hamstring, but he's on a 10-day IL. He'll be back. So, yeah, we're slowly making progress. I know they just started. I forgot they're playing in freaking Anaheim. They just started. I went check on it. So, no score, top of the second. They playing good ball right now. I was watching the NBA Finals. I'm trying to win money. And Karl Anthony Towns might ruin that. But, no, they're slowly making progress. We'll see who wants it more whenever they got to play Seattle again in like a month or two.
Charles.
Yes,
about
sir.
your O's. Did you? What was your view of the Gunnar Henderson, Ernie Clement play yesterday? Because to me, that looked like an egregious running out of the baseline.
Dylan, I knew what the question was before you even said it or thought of it. I knew you were going to ask that question yesterday. That was, let me tell you something. Josh Lewin, I was listening to the game on the radio. I was driving my daughter, and he was being nice. He's like, well, the Orioles had opportunities to win the game. No, they got ripped off. That's complete garbage. Like, you can't. This is a MLB umpire. You're supposed to know you run out of the baseline, you're out like that. Clearly, he was out of the baseline, and it cost the Orioles a game. You know, now you could say that, well, the next guy came up, you could have handled. No. Baseball doesn't work that way. Sports doesn't work that way. A bad call like that leaves the door open for something else to happen and changes the whole dynamic. So that is a little league call. Clearly, the guy was out. He should have been called out. It was a double play. And then you let the guy go on base, and then all craziness happens. So that was just terrible by them. Let me tell you, baseball umps of all the sports are the worst. It's not even close. NBA referees are usually very, very good. NFL referees are usually very, very good. They're not always perfect, but MLB has the just nonsense I see all the time with that. Anybody who's, you don't have to be an old guy like me watching for 30 years or 30, I'm being kind, like 35 years, whatever it is, to know that you can't run out of the baseline. Like, I don't know what to tell anybody that watched that and said that. So it cost the Orioles a game and it cost them a series. So yes, it was the ump's fault.
Do you feel they're going to do anything at the trade deadline, Ralph?
I don't know if we're going to be in it. Elias just doesn't like to add like that or whatever. It'll probably be like the usual, like reliever, something like that. Him and Eric DeCosta are kind of the same. They love to build during the draft, etc. They don't want he doesn't want a lot of these high priced guys, etc. So I don't expect much unless
that's where the Steelers used to be too.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden you bring in Omar Khan, and all of a sudden we're signing all these names that people heard of.
Well, not to shift too much football, but the problem in Pittsburgh is they're not drafting as well as they used to. They used to have great drafts, and they didn't need these guys, and that's part of it.
Adam, this might be the best NL Cy Young season I can remember, at least through today. Jacob Misiorowski's throwing 103 and striking out everybody. Shohei Ohtani's EOA is what, 0.92, Jason?
0.74.
Christopher Sanchez put up 50 plus consecutive scoreless innings. Chris Sale's doing Chris Sale things, and yeah, Paul Skeens has hit the skids, but we know Paul Skeens is going to put it together. Is this the best NL Cy Young season right now we've seen?
Well, I think that's really gonna. I mean, it's right now. It's fun to watch, but like Jay was saying before you popped on, Dylan, Jay was saying that they might shut down Ohtani so his arm doesn't tire out before the playoff run. So I don't know if that's going to kill possibly his Cy Young run. I mean, how many more games can Skeens get away with getting blown up before his name falls out of contention? And I hate to say that, but I mean, that's just truthful thinking, right? Right, Rich?
Well, that's true, but it's kind of funny because the couple of bad outings that Skeens has had, and you look at what he has set the level so far up that what's a outing nowadays for most pitchers is a horrible outing for Skeens. And you're right. I mean, how many more of those can he have before he falls out of the contention just simply because of the competition this year? NL Cy Young is going to be tough. If these guys keep performing the way they're performing for the next 100 games, it's going to be I wouldn't want to be voting for it.
You mentioned
real quick, you mentioned the hitting and the offense and all that. That's part of it too. Like the good pitching that they're facing, guys hitting 100 and all that other stuff and under 200. You see some of these good pitching numbers. I mean, we haven't mentioned Yamamoto and even the next level guys. There's another group of guys who's been really, really good. So that's factors in as well.
By the way, I just saw a stat a minute ago. Here's a really good one for you. Fernando Tatis Jr. has one home run, as we know, up to this point in the season. 97 players, individual players this season have hit 2 or more home runs in one game. And he has one in 63 games. So I thought that was an interesting stat that 97 guys have doubled Tatis's home run output in one game than he has in 63.
Dylan Dingler being one of them.
I was kind of off the Padres at the beginning of the year. I mean, I kind of, I don't want to say I smelled this out a little bit, but they are like, those guys are getting, they used to be this young team with a lot of these emerging players. I looked at the rosters, like a lot of these guys now are over 30 now. Like Machado, I mean, still good players. I mean, Machado, Bogarts, like Cronenworth, those guys, they're not young guys anymore. Darvish is gone.
Still too over.
Go ahead.
No, I said, and they're still too over.
Yeah, they're still pretty good. I mean, but I just don't. I just think the window's closing for them to be this great team we're all looking forward to like that. I think like they're an older team now. I mean, I think they're a good team, but to be this team to challenge the Dodgers, I'm not so sure about that.
I think you're right.
I feel the NL Cy Young is a lot like the AL Rookie of the Year race going on right now. That's exciting to watch. You got McGonigal, you got DeLauder, you got Bonanza. You also have
Basayo.
Right. There's a couple of people all up for Rookie of the Year.
Yeah.
Yeah, Murakami. That's right.
I mean, obviously, Jeremy's going to say McGonigal's going to walk away with it hands down, right, Jeremy?
No, I think I think he's one of the front runners for it. Anybody who says he isn't paying attention. As long as he's batting .290 and hitting with some pop like he's been doing, he has been getting extra base power. It just has only been a couple of. It's just been only a couple of home runs. One of them being yesterday. That 3 RBI performance, you can't say that wasn't the reason the Tigers won, because the last 2 RBIs came with 2 outs in the bottom of the 9th.
Oh, he had a home run yesterday. That was 1 RBI.
Yeah, and then the walk off. The better one was the walk-off line drive off the second baseman's glove. As far as I'm concerned, that was the hit of the game.
And Parker Messick, I want to say too, he's been really good as well.
Yes.
Yes, and it's funny.
Early.
It's 4 people from two teams. Well, one person from one team and 3 people from the other team. Which would be the Guardians and the Tigers. I mean, obviously, you can throw in the kid from Seattle too, right? Isn't he on fire? Or was?
Yeah, but you got Early, you got Murakami, you got Early's a pitcher for the Red Sox. Murakami from Seattle. I'm trying to think of who you're thinking of.
I could have sworn I heard.
Shout out to the White Sox too, not being terrible. Good for them, man.
It has been good.
At least
and,
they have been good.
One of my rapid fire topics brought up the fact of their 22 home runs they had, but 20 of them came from the injured Eric Murakami. So I think it's kind of weird that they talk about the 22 home runs by the 3 young guys, but they failed to mention that Murakami was leading the Rookie of the Year for the AL at that point because he had 20 dingers, and he still leads the AL right now in home runs with not playing the last 10 days.
And he's going to be out for a longer time.
Right, because it's a grade 2 hamstring tear, which means it may possibly still need surgery.
You don't want to play around with that at all. You want to just wait it out. I would probably with that, you probably want to wait to the break at least, in my opinion.
Is that one of those injuries where you just want it to tear right away? And that way you can get it fixed?
You'd rather it be the grade 3, need the surgery to be able to come back in 8 to 10 weeks, than have it be grade 2. Grade 2 is that gray area where it might snap all the way needing the surgery, but it's just sitting there kind of lingering, and you got to just sort of take it easy and sit and watch. And that has to be killing him with the season he was having. Me as a player, as the guy that severed his Achilles tendon and know from watching on the sidelines how much that sucks. It's awful to watch your team have success without you. When you were the leader of that clubhouse as a rookie. And I want that to sink in because it really hasn't hit them yet, because their pitching has been okay. Their batting's been okay, but he was the reason they were winning.
Yeah. I mean, they were terrible.
He also,
they were terrible for years.
Well, but it goes back to our earlier discussion too. Yes, he's a rookie in MLB, but he played 6 years in Japan.
Right.
It's not like he's 19 years old and just, Connor Griffin or somebody like that.
Or Kevin McGonigal.
26, 27. Yeah. He's got experience playing professional baseball. It just isn't at the MLB level.
Right.
So he does have a little bit of extra that he can provide to these younger guys in that. I personally do not think that without him in the lineup, they can continue what they're doing long term, like for the whole season. If they get him back off the All-Star break, that would be great. But, if they don't have him for something happens, they don't have him for the rest of the season, I think they're going to
see them slipping.
Yeah.
%. I see them slipping if he doesn't come back.
Yes, he did.
He did.
Mm-hmm. Okay. He did. By a landslide, if I remember right.
He did.
A lot of people would say that was unfair too. A lot of time, I heard that a lot. Like there was even some talk. I remember getting these Japanese guys out of that because of the fact that they played for so long, which I don't agree with necessarily.
I don't agree with it either, because if it's their first true year playing in the MLB, they are an MLB rookie, even though they're not a rookie to the sport.
Well, the other part, he also that year did something that only 2 players in the history of baseball have ever done. Care to name that?
Was it the 30-30 club? 30 doubles, 30 stolen bases? No? What was it?
And when I tell you what it is, you got to tell me who the other guy is. He's the only player. He and one other player are the only guys in the history of baseball to win Rookie of the Year and MVP the same season.
Was that Ken Griffey Jr.?
No, sir.
Okay.
How far
A
back?
little further back.
Rich?
How far back are we talking? What decade?
70s.
Pete Rose?
He was in the 60s.
Okay. Fred Lynn, MD said.
Fred Lynn. Fred Lynn is correct.
I give credit where credit's due. He said it. I just read it.
I saw it pop up. But yeah, Fred Lynn and Ichiro are the only two guys in the history of Major League Baseball to win Rookie of the Year and MVP the same year.
Former Oriole, Fred Lynn. I was so excited when they got Fred Lynn. He was going to hit behind Cal and Eddie, the monstrous duo. Fred Lynn, yeah, I remember.
83 World Series, right?
Mm-hmm.
I don't think he was on that team. Well, no, I don't think Lynn wasn't there then. He was there like a little bit after that. But he was like there. He was like after like 84, 85 or something like that.
I don't know why I was thinking he played on that 83 World Series team.
Oh, did Jay take down his clock? He did. If you look, Jay usually has a clock. Jay usually has a clock that sits over Mookie Betts, and I always call it the time clock for Betts.
Okay. I do have a quick question, and it is going to be NFL based. Who's the only college in a major conference that did not have one player drafted last year?
Colorado.
This past draft.
Oh, I know who it is. I won't say.
Wait a minute. Only major college. No players drafted?
Yep.
The Colorado Buffalo.
That's it.
Okay.
Deion Sanders, as soon as his kids graduated, guess what? They didn't get one player drafted. Oregon State had 2 players drafted. One in the 2nd round and one in the 7th. The Beavers. I don't know why people don't at least draft one because of the name alone.
Well, no, wait. Hold on a second. I knew that I had a different answer, and I thought I was right. There's actually more than one team, Jeremy.
Out of the big conferences?
Yeah.
I think I know. I was going to say North Carolina.
North Carolina was the one I was thinking too. Oklahoma State, Purdue, Syracuse, UCLA, and Wisconsin.
I know there was one SEC team that didn't have a player drafted, or they had a player drafted from every SEC team.
Yeah, there was a player drafted from every SEC.
Yeah, they were the only Big Four, Power Four conference. But yeah, there were 7 Power Four college football programs that had 0 players drafted in this year's draft. Colorado, North Carolina, Oak State, Purdue, Syracuse, UCLA.
North Dakota State had 3 players drafted. What does that tell you about Colorado?
Oh,
Colorado should have had 1 player drafted the year before.
I'll tell you what, man. North Dakota State has put together a really nice tradition. They've had a long-term, very successful program up there.
Yep, and I think they are going to have moderate success their first year in Division I. I think year 2 or 3 is when you'll see them blossom.
North Dakota State.
Yeah.
They're going to be in the Pac-12, right?
Team their first year. Yeah.
I thought they went to the Mountain West. They went to the Mountain West.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They might run that division.
They could, but I don't know if they'll do.
Isn't there only 6 teams?
Yeah, one of them being Idaho. Boise State.
Well, a lot of that Mountain West went to the new Pac-12.
Yeah, and a lot of the Ohio Valley and Big Sky are considering going to the Mountain West now. Like South Dakota State, North Dakota State might end up in the Mountain West in the future. Montana State, Montana.
North Dakota State is entering the Mountain West this season. They paid the 3 whatever fee it was to get in this year.
Well, get ready for the Jackrabbits, the Grizzlies, and the Bobcats. They supposed to be going to the Mountain West in the next 2 years.
Yeah, and then you'll see that you'll see the other team, the other team in Washington that's not messed in Eastern Washington enter the Mountain West as well.
Oh, the
Inferno. The Mountain
Inferno.
West isn't. The Mountain West is a decent looking conference. Air Force, Hawaii, Nevada, New Mexico, North Dakota State, Northern Illinois, UNLV, UTEP, and Wyoming.
No,
And now North Dakota
not a bad
State,
little
and they're going to
conference.
be adding. They'll probably add South Dakota State, and then Montana and Montana State.
I'll start watching
Spurs are-
Pac-12 football when Boise State starts playing.
Yeah, Spurs choked away their chance at winning the finals when they lost 2 in a row at home.
This game tonight has been physical, though. Like the Spurs have learned their lesson. They are smacking each other in the mouth as they
and
play
never
for the
bet-
championship. They're not
never
getting
bet
pushed
Cor-
around.
Don't bet Carl Anthony Towns to make any threes either. He's too chicken shit to try.
I call him Kevin Duckworth. Like for those fans that remember who Kevin Duckworth was for the Portland Trailblazers.
Everybody else, everybody else, I
need
need one more 3. Carl still needs 3. Fucking piece of shit. As soon as these other 3 hits 3,
Knicks
I'm
are out
cashing
rebounding. They're pretty much even in steals. The turnovers.
Turnovers have
Knicks
been
turned
crazy.
the ball over 9 times. The field goal percentage is pretty even at 53.2 to 58.5. The 3-point percentage
is pretty
Spurs
even.
are down to 38.9, and the Knicks are up at 47.1. That's not even. That's a 9-point difference.
Well, they're
9
pretty
percentage
even
point
in
difference.
They're pretty even in fouls. They're close up in points in the paint, but the Knicks are overshadowing in fast break. San Antonio can't even get a fast break point to save fucking life.
But the Spurs are fighting harder in this. They are smacking them in the mouth. Like every time Brunson does anything, they are taking his tail to the ground. As you
only
should.
thing
You gotta
Spurs
do
are
that.
doing good at, they're doing good in this leading in assists and steals, but blocks are pretty even. I mean, you only got that's the only thing Carl's freaking good for is blocking outside of Wemby. Because they're like the 2 biggest giants on the court.
You know, I'm starting to think that you're not a fan of Carl Anthony Towns, man.
Well, I'm not a fan of him. I should have listened to everybody and say, don't put him trying to make a 3. You ain't gonna win shit. I should have did Jose Alvarado or Jalen Brunson.
I wouldn't know. I don't watch the games. I watch a game cast just so I can keep up with stats. Hey,
oh no,
since Detroit's out, I haven't watched the game.
Somebody was serious. I was telling my wife earlier. Somebody was serious about it's Trump's fault if they lose.
Your wife didn't say that. That's what Stephen A. says. If the Knicks lose, it's Trump's fault. Well, they should be fine. Fucking Danhausen's in MSG right now.
Trump is a native New Yorker. Why wouldn't he want to see what's wrong with people?
Because they're so blue over there, and I ain't talking about the Knicks colors.
Stephen A. is not the only one that said that, and it's AOC and a couple other people have said that.
Yeah, like they were
serious. Whatever lets you sleep at night. You know, if you want to lay the blame on him or Danhausen or whoever, that's whatever. I think the Danhausen thing is actually kind of funny because the curse was originally on Stephen A. Then it got put on the Knicks, and then it got moved away from the Knicks. But yeah, the Danhausen thing is pretty.
They booed Trump tonight.
Well, I guess it's.
I can tell you what.
They booed him during the national anthem, but then anytime they showed him again, they were cheering for him.
That event that you're about to host there, the UFC, they will not be booing him there.
It's going to be his birthday. They're going to be treating him like royalty.
Every time he goes to a UFC event, he gets a standing ovation.
Well, yeah, it's his birthday. Of course he's going to get an ovation. By the way, the claw looks outstandingly badass at night.
The what?
So now that you got that downloaded, how does that sound with that video there, Marky Mark?
You're only going to hear it during intros for the audio. It's so hard to find 4K wrestling clips to make a damn 1.5 minute intro video. That project might take a while, but you'll hear it on the audio side starting tomorrow.
I'm watching I'm watching a panel full of jokers talk about baseball and sports, not the NBA. Danhausen is more interesting in MSG than anyone. I love it. And yet, let me tell you something. You guys don't have to take that. You guys don't have to be called jokers like that. Y'all don't have to take that.
By the way, the
I'm a
claw,
joker.
I think you're talking about us, buddy. We love it.
by the way, the claw is that structure they built at the White House over the octagon.
Right.
That's going to be the lights and all that. Looks badass.
But anyway,
here's what he doesn't understand is us as content creators. We don't care what you call us as long as you watch the content. You can call us anything you want for all we care. As long as that counts on the
How about 3 of them? Go ahead, Jeremy. I'm sorry.
In the immortal words of Steve Miller, I'm a joker, I'm a smoker, I'm a midnight
tail roker.
toker. It's a midnight toker.
Sorry, I'm drunk when I hear that song every time. The only line I'll get right is some people call me the Space Cowboy or the Gangster of Love. That's as far as I can go.
And somebody referenced that when they talked about where was it? I got to read that off.
And of course, do we know what pro wrestler was named the Gangster of Love?
Was that Dude Love?
No.
Come on, Marcus, you got to get this, man.
Michael Edwards referenced you earlier. He said Scooble pinching against Sigale hitters is like Marky Mark in a bar with 23 recently divorced wives looking for a cup.
Hang on,
No contest, easy fishing.
I just turned my headphones back on. Wait, what was the question, Rich? I'm sorry, I just turned my headphones back on.
The Gangster of Love.
In wrestling.
Oh, that's Bruce Pritchard, Brother Love.
No.
No?
Sweet Stan Lane. Cornette always called him the Gangster of Love.
Why? I thought that was Brother Love.
I think it was Jim. I kept thinking Jimmy Garvin was the guy.
I thought it was Dude Love.
Jay, you good buddy? You disappeared for a while.
Yeah, I had to have a heart-to-heart talk with my daughter, but it's all well, all good.
Heart-to-hearts are always good with the kids.
Yes, they are, especially when they are hormonal 16-year-olds.
I thought you said hard, like you fussed at her.
No, I didn't fuss at her. It was one of those. It was kind of like a come to Jesus moment. So just kind of think of it that way.
Does she need to come on the podcast and talk to us, Jeff?
I don't think so, Adam.
I can make a good psychologist. I can make a good counselor.
We're just talking about podcast. We were just talking about content. We could throw it in that we're all therapists.
With all due respect, my friend, it might make it worse.
Hey, Jay, just remember, I had 2 sets of female twins.
That was a polite way of saying, Adam, you're too cute. Get off the camera and maybe.
You don't know how many, and you don't realize how many little boys you're chasing away just them knowing a father's around. That makes a big difference. I see that all the time.
I found it real easy to keep the boys off of my porch after my daughter. All I did was get out my shotgun that had no firing pin and clean it on the porch.
So cleaning this gun was played a lot of years at your house, Jeremy.
Mm-hmm.
Was that Rodney? It was Rodney Atkins, right?
Yep. I had one boy run so fast.
I was very fortunate. I never had to chase any of them. They knew who I was. Everybody at that high school knew who I was.
I got a daughter 19 and one 15.
Jason, did you read MDA's statement?
No, I missed it. What did it say?
It says, but holy cow, for the love of God above, please, Jason, never ever, never let your daughter around this degenerate group. Oh my God.
All hell's to the no. That's what I said. Bringing her on this show might actually be a lot worse, or it might do worse for her than do good. So no, I'm heeding that advice and taking it in full. Thank you for the advice.
My daughter, her favorite team is the Dodgers. Doesn't like anything about baseball, but she seems to have a thing for Asian baseball players. So that's why she likes the Dodgers, because
she knows that's where the money's at.
Jay, can I Can I have a
I
Steeler
was
question
pumped up
for you
one
real
night.
quick?
Oh, you're taking an interest? No, it's a guy. I was like, oh,
'Cause I know nothing about this combo, but is Tanyan and Rogers a good combo? I figured I'd ask because they played on Green Bay.
You know what? I really think a lot of it depends on what their skill set is, Adam. Because yeah, they both have a familiarity with each other from their days in Green Bay. So that's good. That's good. You bring in somebody for Aaron that he has a little bit more faith in, a little more confidence in at this point. But really, I think it depends on their skill set. What does Tanyan have left to offer? What does Rogers have left to offer? So I think from a chemistry standpoint, yes, it's good. But I mean, we'll have to wait and see what the finished product is like for both of those guys once they take to the field.
I give Rogers till week 11 through 13 to start showing he's dying.
So he needs
I'm giving it sooner. Week 8, man. I'm week 7 or week 8.
Well, week 8's in Paris, so you know they're not going to live that one. Or no, week 7's in Paris, right, Mark?
We're not
got
sure he's going to be any good, even if he's healthy. He's going to be the oldest quarterback in the league for a while, and he's already said he's retiring for sure after this year. So you know, when the guy already says it before the season, maybe he's already retired mentally. So we'll see. I mean,
maybe he'll retire after he throws a touchdown because his last pass was an interception, pick 6.
I hope that somebody steals his shoes or something and he can't show up first game and Howard's got to go in for him. Please. I don't want him out there at all.
I mean, that's exactly how Ben Roethlisberger got in there. Maddox got injured and never got back on the field. So, you know, you never know.
Greatest day, one of the greatest days of my Steeler fandom. I played ball against Tommy Maddox all through Pee Wee ball and all that kind of stuff in Arlington. I knew him. He was a jerk off then. He's a jerk off now. So, you know, that was no big deal. When he had to leave the game and Ben came in, I was super psyched when Ben got drafted. I was all happy about that.
I think we all were.
Guys, I do have to jet out.
John Elway and Shannon Sharp didn't like him either. I'm sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, we can shut it down, boys. I know I only got through one question, and that was the trade deadline. Did all of you at least have a chance to talk on that part?
Yeah.
Because my power went out, and Dylan did lead into the question I had, so that was a good thing. But yeah, I am. Yeah, so it felt good to be back on the air, just to be on the air tonight, guys. It really did. I feel like I haven't been on the air for like ever, except for last Wednesday for a little bit.
So I want to shout out that Wednesday night, 9:30 p.m. on the NFL Roundtable Talks, we are doing our AFC and NFC East previews of the season. So that's looking at their schedule, looking at their additions, and taking a guess at what you think the win window of each team in those divisions are. And anyone that wants to join, shoot me a message.
MDE, if that was a quick hookup, I would probably not be back on the screen yet, buddy. Jesus Christ.
If it was that quick, he doesn't deserve to be on the screen.
I would be I'd be embarrassed. Jesus. Hit it and quit it. Where is this show going anyway?
Off the rails as always. Isn't it fun?
All right. Hey, I am at Sports Talking It on Twitter, guys. You can find me there. You can get me at Driving to the Top Production on YouTube. You can find me Mondays, Tuesday, Wednesday, all 9 o'clock. Jeremy, I am going to try and get back with Fired Up because I feel like I haven't been there in like 2 months this week.
It's been a month. You came back the first week, but you haven't been able to be back.
But if I am done early, I might go down and I might go try and watch this Satani pitching game. So I'm just throwing that out there because he does pitch Thursday, and supposedly it's a night game, Jay. Right? It's not a 12:30 game.
No, yeah, it'll be a night game.
Mm-hmm. Nice.
Which is really weird because the Pirates are really good at these Thursday afternoon matinees, and so. But yeah, I'm just throwing that out there as fair warning. But go ahead, Marcus. How do people get you?
Dirty South NT _ on X. I'm also on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube. This week, I'm hopped on tonight. I'll be on open mic tomorrow night. Thursday. I'm doing
Thursday.
Thursday's on the go. I know that 9:00, but it's going to be my first one involving FIFA since it starts in a couple of days. I might just do some group stage predictions. I need a guest who's a soccer hooligan that want to come talk FIFA. So I got the invitation open for that. Saturday morning,
those Germany jerseys are going to be hot as shit. They brought long sleeves, no short sleeve jerseys.
Did you already hear about the Great Britain team complaining about the heat right now when it isn't even the hottest part of American summer?
Yeah, they got 2 more months till then. Saturday morning, Rich and I are back for Cajun Turnbuckle Podcast. Where
is Trey joining you?
No, that's not till late July or August. No, we're gonna be talking. We're talking classic shit. We're gonna be talking JYD, and I got 2 things to bitch about before we talk about JYD. And
that's your dog.
Sunday night. This Sunday, by the way, let me find it. Where the fuck you at? I don't know if it's in.
I'm right here. I don't know where you're at, but I'm right here in West Virginia.
No, I'm talking about in Rich's brand here. I don't have a picture up, but this Sunday we have our UFC Freedom 250 watch along. And it will go live at 7:45 p.m. Eastern, 6:45 Central. It will be open for everyone to hop in that's in the group chat, and comments will be wide open if everybody want to comment and say hello. But let me know who's all coming. I know Rich ain't coming. He don't do UFC. Jan will be there. Dylan will be there. I think Adam might pop in. It's going to be open. I'm sending it directly to the group message if anybody wants to hop in.
How about those 3? How about those 3 UFC fighters that didn't pass background checks?
They got substituted.
That's why they couldn't get in. And everyone's like, "Oh, they backed out." No, they didn't pass background checks. They're fighting
at the White House. This is a little different location than just any arena anywhere. No.
Right. That means if you have any violent crime, whether misdemeanor or felony, you're not allowed on the grounds. That's why.
Right.
Unless Trump himself actually.
Just like only certain people are allowed to attend the event.
Yeah.
And that's why only certain people are allowed to attend the event. That, like, if you're not a soldier or a veteran, only special celebrities who are true to him and support him and they can trust around him are invited.
So what you're telling me is the cast of Saturday Night Live, Jimmy Kimmel and Jimmy Fallon won't be there.
The Rock ain't even going to be there. The Rock declined his invite.
I miss Jimmy Kimmel jumping on trampolines and drinking beer.
On the Man Show. Yes.
Back when he was
funny.
Yeah. You guys didn't watch that show? Are me and Jeremy the only ones that watched Adam Carolla and
used to be
Jimmy
on
Kimmel
Spike
on the Man
TV,
Show?
And before that it was another name as it changed over to Spike TV. What was it before it was Spike TV? I can't
Comedy
remember.
Central, wasn't it?
It was TNN.
Yeah.
Are me and Jeremy
the Nashville Network?
I watched it instead of Saturday Night Live religiously for 2 years.
Girls on Trampolines. That was one of the segments.
Yes.
Maybe the married men didn't watch that.
You know what my favorite thing was to watch on damn Spike what Monday Night Raw? Slam Ball, where they had the trampolines on the basketball court.
I also used to watch the Lingerie Football League.
Yeah, I think everyone still watches that. I used to watch 1,000 Ways to Die on Spike and laugh about it.
I had a friend that liked that nonsense.
Yeah.
He liked any show like that, Wipeout or things like that, 1,000 Ways to Die.
Oh, Wipeout's good to watch when you're fucking wasted.
Wipeout's good to watch, period. Watching, especially the guys.
That's the Japanese show, right? Where they run across and do all that wild shit.
On ABC. That was the one on ABC for a while.
On TNT now, Cena hosts it.
What was that one what was the one where they did in Japanese?
American
That was
Ninja.
the original Wipeout.
Ninja Warrior.
No, the original Wipeout was Japanese too.
Oh, was it?
Yeah, and they did some wild shit on that show.
So I got a quick one for you guys.
I used to like the Iron Chef in Japanese. I had no idea what they were saying. It was fantastic.
Let her rip, Rich.
That's what made it funny.
Before we go, I got a quick one for you before I go.
Oh Lord!
In the last 3 years, in the last 3 seasons, 24 teams have made it to the College World Series. There have been 23 different teams in the last 3 years make it to Omaha. Who was the only team to be a repeat visitor?
Wow, excellent question.
In the last 3 seasons.
A repeat visitor, so consecutive back-to-back, right, Big Rich?
Back-to-back.
In the last 3 years, they've made it twice.
Okay.
There's 8 teams every year in Omaha. 24 total teams, 23 different teams.
Okay.
One team has made it twice.
One team has made it twice.
No team has made it 3 times.
Tennessee?
Tennessee's
not there. They're not there this year.
They made it in 24.
I'm gonna say Texas A&M.
We're gonna mention them. We already mentioned them about not having a player drafted in the NFL.
I was gonna name
also
Oklahoma.
Oh, go ahead. Oklahoma, no. They made that just this year.
The Tar Heels.
Tar Heels, 2024 and 2026.
I gave you the clue. I gave you guys the clue.
I said Oklahoma State. I didn't think we had anyone drafted from that team. I thought Oklahoma State was one of them.
I forgot about North Carolina because I was really watching Honeycutt that year, the last time.
Troy University is great this year.
They are. I have a radio station in Enterprise, Alabama that broadcasts in Detroit. But
hey, Rab, I wanted to say thank you for popping on. And that was the only way I knew how to get a hold of you was scoop.
I got a text at 6 a.m. I got a text at 6 a.m. this morning. First thing I did up, hey Rav, is this you? So what if it wasn't me, bro?
So
and it would have been someone off your Facebook page.
Look, hey Rav, is this you? Can you be on the thing that's like? So I knew it was you because nobody else calls me that. My wife was like, that's the second time. My wife was like, hey, who's Rav?
Rivari Sports.
So you know that either be Adam or me, huh?
Yeah. But
here we go.
Well, no, we got watchers now, viewers now calling me Rav.
So you guys know you can find me here usually on Mondays for Fans of the Diamond. Occasionally, if we don't do an Inside the Pigskin, I'll be there for open sports mic. I will always be on Fire Up on Thursdays with Candy and possibly even Adam from time to time going forward.
Yeah,
and every weekend I do my baseball roundtable talks, but you can find me always on either the South Florida Tribune channel, Driving to the Top Productions, or KCB Sports Network.
And you guys can find me on Twitter at Dodger Jason. Feel free to follow. Feel free to look at all the fun stuff I tweet and repost and do all the other fun things with. And I'm always usually on here Monday nights, open mic night when I can get the chance. And you guys also know that before I leave, I like to give a parting shot. So my parting shot is going to go out to the University of Georgia baseball team. Why? I'm a Georgia Bulldogs fan this upcoming weekend because they have a pitcher by the name of Joey Volchko, who attended Redwood High School here in Visalia, California, which is about 35 miles right down the street from where I live in Fresno. I covered Joey Volchko in high school at Redwood. He was one of the top, most heavily recruited high school pitchers coming out of California when he committed to Georgia. He's now the only player with Central Valley roots left playing for a College World Series. So this weekend, I'm not a Fresno State Bulldogs fan. I'm a Georgia Bulldogs fan. Go Joey Volchko. Go Dogs. By the way, Georgia in the College World Series for the first time since 2008 when my Fresno State Bulldogs defeated them. So there's a little bit of historical facts for you guys. Anyway, it's been fun as always, you guys. God bless. Take care of yourselves and each other. Looking forward to it again.
Thank you for coming on, sir. I meant to tell Jeremy thanks, but he's vanished.
That guy's ready for his own show by those intros. So, real quick, Ravery Sports Blog Spot this week. So we're gonna do those of you who watch the podcast don't know Ravery Sports Blog Spot every morning at 6 a.m. Our first interview with the general manager of the Frederick Keys. We're gonna have our first print interview on the blog this week. It's gonna be our printing on Friday. So definitely too to be on our social media platforms as well. And this week, Ravery Sports Podcast. Definitely 2 top 10 quarterbacks in the NFL. Y'all gonna be surprised some of the names on how we have this as well. So talk about Ravens' new additions to the team this week. Also going to be talking about the Frederick Keys as well during the show this week. I think the best team in the Orioles organization, minor league team at least, and also to Orioles reports as well. So definitely check it out.
I got one thing I need to bring up before we go. On behalf of the 2-time Rocco Rock Jello Shot champions, everyone in LSU, donate your money to Troy. It's their first ever trip to Omaha. Let them win this year's Jello Shot Challenge. Do not send a fucking thing to Alabama to I gotta see who else is in this. I know there's 5 SEC teams in this motherfucker. Don't send no money. Don't send no shot to Alabama. Don't send nothing to Ole Miss. Send it to Troy. Let Troy get an experience. We're gonna be Troy fans for the day when they play.
I am not.
Donate your money.
This guy's fantastic. I love how all your references go back to alcohol.
I'm trying to burn accounts for advancing, not for fucking losing.
All his references go back to alcohol or wrestling. Always, it's like it's always.
Well, I said burning couches. That's what we do. That's what we do in this state.
I know all about West Virginia people, brother. Trust me. I'm 20 minutes away from West Virginia.
I just have Troy winning the Jello Shot Challenge.
I was gonna say, what are you near 68 then?
I'm either rooting for West Virginia or Georgia to win the College World Series.
Are you near 68, Rav, right there on that stretch?
81.
81.
So it's literally I took my daughter to the pool. I'm 5 minutes. I was literally 17 minutes. Is it 17 minutes? 17 minutes from West Virginia. There you go. There's the official answer.
All right, Rich, close us out, boss.
All right, man. Twitter, X, whatever we're calling it this week. Big Rich 8371 on Facebook. Just my name, Rich Richardson. As always, man, it's a pleasure doing this. Tomorrow night we'll be doing open mics. Tuesday, Steel City Sports Talk with this guy down here, and we'll get together and do that. And then, of course, Marcus, as he was talking about, he and I will be doing a little talk about the Junkyard Dog on Cajun Turnbuckle on Saturday morning. So appreciate everybody being a part of this thing. Always appreciate all you guys. If anybody else has anything left, I'm just going to go ahead and wrap this thing up for everybody. Anybody else? Once, twice? Hey, till next time, folks. This is Fans of the Diamond. I'm Big Rich. So long, everybody.
Oh, we're still live.
Doesn't want to close.
Carl Anthony Towns, if you don't get